if I'm not up at 150 meg.
Got to say in playback
Yeah.
of A264,
Yeah.
ATVC,
Yes.
DaVinci and Final Cut Pro are the
Yeah.
best two now.
Yes.
Premiere,
Yes, exactly.
still
It's
a
not
little bit
very-
behind.
yeah.
They're coming out with some updates.
Yeah, and I would say that if you're going down the Mac route, definitely go down the Final Cut route.
Yeah.
Final
If
Cut-
you're doing Apple ProRes RAW, you have to
Yeah.
do Final Cut.
So there's three big pieces of software that
Alright.
are in general use.
Having said that,
Yeah.
on the PC,
Yeah.
Edius does support
Oh yeah.
ProRes RAW.
Yes. So Adobe
Adobe
Premiere,
Yeah, nobody wants to do that.
Apple Final Cut Pro,
Testing.
which is for the Mac, and DaVinci Resolve.
Not been signed up to
No,
ProRes.
no. Yeah. So, but they're the three most commonly used in the mid to upper market. Above that, you're into a whole other realm. And in fact, yes. So you can. It's worth going into an Apple store and talking to them about what you're getting into, and talking to them about it. But a more cost-effective way is actually.
I would say Final Cut.
Yeah.
Now you can use Premiere as well, download a free
Yes.
spreadsheet, colouring, if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, depends what are you currently using? NLE ones.
Yeah. Whereas on the stills, that I've ended up on
Next time you do it in
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. I'll just speak to Paul Walter a little bit. Believe it or not, it's actually 4:15, which is amazing. We're running out of time. Because we're going to
Talk about ProRes RAW.
Yes.
Very quickly, ProRes RAW is a variable control codec. It's actually as efficient as 42HQ. It's incredible. It is a compression RAW codec.
Yeah, we're waiting to get.
But it will be. I've been using it on the EVA1 5.7K on the EVA1 through SDI 6G, and it's absolutely beautiful to work with.
So RAW is an up-and-coming format for video. It's in the high end of video a lot, but it takes a massive amount of processing and storage.
This is EVA1 mixed with S1H and a few drones or whatever. It's shot in, some of this was shot in ProRes RAW on the EVA1. And I was going to show you, this is online, this is some, I'm working with a company called Faustus. These are some daily, just put together quickly in the LUT. There's the S1X inside. But we can pull back the highlights. This is shot midday, by the way, in a blue sky, bright sun. And then to show you what I mean by bringing back the highlights, there's on an LA timeline video.
This is what I was saying.
This is Final Cut Pro. We changed that ProRes RAW. Look, I'm moving this along here. I'm just trying to show you that highlight recovery, temperature recovery, light recovery. That's how it was seen in the monitor. Look at those blown out. Here we go. Right, long number like that on the right, that's all intra. All intra when you're recording internally, 400 megabits per second, and it's shot bit rate, literally more memory at the picture, and every picture is in a group of pictures, dot, that's what it means, a group of pictures of one dot. In long dot, this is what's going on. It's one intraframe, a high quality intraframe first, and predicted frames, blue ones, in between. And those predicted frames work out what's changed from one intraframe to the next, and then compresses it down, that difference. Saving on memory space, but obviously arithmetically, if you can say it, it has to do a lot of processing. So that's why it takes longer on your computer to adjust or edit non-dot over what you think it should be harder. It's bigger memory. Now intra is all a dot of one. Every frame is compressed into itself, including the whole
frame rather than
the whole frame.
And cameras are still pretty much the only cameras in the DSLM style, this style of camera market, that can handle all intra. Again, because we work very, very hard on the cooling, because it's phenomenally hard on the camera, but much easier on the edit. So S1H and
broadcast Netflix as well, 422 10-bit, so we're doing for every 4 pixels, top 2 and the bottom 2 are sample, so good all-round sample quality. If it's 420 like Sony's of this world or whatever, some of the lesser cameras, only at the 4 pixel choice, only the top 2 are sample. This is just a representation of the top. 444, every pixel is sample, and you're seeing much more use of bandwidth of memory, an amazing secondary for RAW, but obviously very expensive on SD cards or any SSD cards rather.
Do you mind if I take a picture of this?
Yeah.
Tell me you've done it, and then we'll move on. And so that's what's happening on what we're talking about, 422, and then the 10-bit versus 8-bit factor. 8-bit, you've got 256 tones per the RGB, which are the primary colours of video, not the primary colours of art or whatever, but which is CMYK. For RGB, they all produce different colours and they're mixed. 256 tones of red, green and blue, multiply them, gives you 60 million colours. Not bad, but way below the human eye. To get above the human eye, you need 422 10-bit. 10-bit, for every bit it doubles. 8-bit, 256, yeah. 9-bit would be 512. Double it again. 512 double is 1024 for 10-bit. 10-bit, so 10-bit means 1024 tones per colour. Multiply it over 1 billion tones. The human eye sees 1.04 billion, something like that, isn't it? Colour tonal range. So because we're above it, 422 10-bit is absolutely minimum to work with broadcast cinema and Netflix. We qualify on every level. Other cameras don't. So that's the absolute minimum. Sorry, the S1H is duration free, so it's down to the amount of SD cards that you hot swap into the dual SD slots. The S1 has only got XQD and one SD card slot in this particular body. Let's show you that. Slightly bigger the XQD for photography. If you're doing raw, fast recording of raw photography, you know, long recording sessions, you can do it quite comfortably with this camera. You can record up to 30 minutes on these, 15 minutes in 6K photo mode. But this will go on forever as long as you've got enough battery juice or SD card, you can keep feeding them and swapping. Second thing is colour science. I was talking earlier on about, there's the, before we get there, very big differences. There's the S1R, top end, mainly photographic. S1, a mixture of both photography and videography. And now with the S1H, specifically really for cinematographers, pro filmmakers, people who really want to go up a level, but it still retains the photographic capabilities, certainly of the S1, providing you really good 14-bit imagery, and you can do time-lapse, which is a very important aspect of filmmaking and photography. You're enjoying all the benefits now, all that change. Great for the camera, great for colour science. And again, it's been improved even further in the S1H. The VariCam engineers have worked, top-end cinematographers have engineered and worked on this sensor in the S1H. So we get the benefit of their experience in a bigger sensor. This is bigger than the VariCam 35, bigger than the VariCam Pure. That's only a Super 35 sensor. This is a full frame sensor. We've got dual image stabilization, and on lens, and certain lenses,
not that one.
and in body image stabilization. So I can do pans, movement, and there's no jerky, like you get on other cameras. You don't actually need a gimbal for certain shots. If you're quite steady, you can produce a really nice flowing motion, without using a gimbal. Of course, people do like using gimbals if they're doing a lot of faster movement, and there's every good reason to use them. So, but these other functions which I want to talk about today, which really bring this camera to the forefront. There's the chief differences between the S1R photographic camera. It does do a little bit of video. It excels obviously in photographic terms. It can do 47.3 megapixels, slightly bigger sensor. It can do a 187 high resolution photo mode. The S1 is more for low light work. So it's a 24.2 megapixel sensor. The pixel photosites are actually bigger, which means more light gets into those photo buckets, which means in low light, in the dark, it performs admirably well. The S1H goes a stage further. It's a highly tuned dual ISO sensor. 4,000, 5,000, even 10,000 ISO is amazing, and it's better than the current full frame market leader A7S II in terms of performance in low light. In my own testings and what I've seen. And I'm going to look at a few graphs probably later to show the sweet spots as well. So in the middle of the S1 hybrid, the S1H clear differences 6K camera. This is a 6K camera now, and that means you can shoot the full open gate, the full size of the sensor. That means if you're doing HD or 4K UHD, you can use that to crop out or do post-production digital effects without any loss of resolution. Really engage and use that 6K facility. Or obviously you can master your films in 6K, or you can extrapolate single frames, photographers, from that 6K image and get really high resolution, 18 megapixels, Carol here? Yeah. In size JPEGs, which is pretty darn good. They look as good as, in my opinion, some of the raw photos. But running at 50 frames per second or 25, 30p, 24p, obviously Super 35 in 50 frames per second, 60 frames per second. We also do HD with sound at 120 frames per second now, and the dynamic range is incredible. It's noise-free at those dual ISO settings which I'm going to show you. 120 at NTSC mode, 100 in PAL mode. You can switch this with the frequency range from 24 cinema mode, 50 Hertz PAL mode, 60 Hertz NTSC mode. And that comes with a host, a plethora of different codecs and frame settings, which we'll show you shortly. So loads of clear differences from the S1. This comes already inbuilt with VLOG, a logarithmic curve for recording all the high contrast gamut recording with 10-bit 422. We have a ProRes RAW video option for the HDMI coming very shortly with Atmos and a new firmware update. This will be able to record up to 6K RAW, 24p. I've been showing 30p RAW, 5.9K at IBC in Amsterdam, which is working really well in the current tests. That's going to be happening soon. With the RAW recording, it means it's even better than the codecs recording in camera. So really high quality, and you can pull back, temperature, you can pull back the highlights, and you get better detail in the shadows. Across all these cameras, they all share one common thing: for the best EVF in the market today, 5.76 megapixel. I've got a security graphical somewhere on here, which is this one here. This is an HD resolution only, EVF, external EVF. It costs about £2,000, these cinema ones, £2,000 for that. This comes in, as part of the camera, 5.7K, an insane resolution with a 0.78 magnification. One of you experience good?
5.7 leg, 1.7
5.7 megapixels, sorry. I'm getting cakes mixed up. Megapixels, yeah. 5.7 megapixels. That's only HD, 1920, 10.
So if you haven't had a chance to look through, this is the S1, but the viewfinder is identical.
Pass this explanation round as we talk.
You know, take one of these, some of the seeding training stuff with use specific equipment, they're quite delicate. And we take the crack on the edge, because the solid aluminium core, plus maybe a bit of so hello, I'm Ed from Sigma. I'm the events coordinator for Sigma. Thank you for coming. I'd like to thank Carol for inviting me here to talk a little bit about Sigma and LNAV and the LNAV Alliance. Quite interesting in itself, in and of itself. A little bit of history about Sigma, if I may, because you have to do this. Founded 9th of September 1961, so celebrated our 50th year just last month. Mitsuhiro Maki-san, the full story is he worked for an optics manufacturer, primarily involved in binoculars. And optic manufacturer after the war was very important to the economy, big export provider, of course. The company was working for under a little bit of financial difficulty around about the same time the management plant disappeared. And the people that were backing this enterprise recognised Mitsuhiro's skills as an optics designer, invited him to his own business up, with their backing obviously, and Sigma Research Centre was really cool, and that really speaks to Mitsuhiro's vision to drive forward technology. And a lot of the things that Sigma do are unique or original or new or not been seen before. One of the early inventions has been the telecom button. So these things here that go between the camera and the lens, maybe lens with a telephoto, Sigma invented it. Very happy with it. Sadly he died a few years ago, just 4 years ago. And his son Kazuto Yamaki now runs the business. Also an optical designer, also working in design. And he owns the whole thing. Sigma UK as a whole, he owns subsidiary of Sigma Corporation Japan. Kazuto owns it, and he's a lovely chap. Really nice guy. When the designers come to him, they say, all we want to do is a weird thing. Because we don't have shareholders, we don't justify spending money on stuff that is, in some cases, fancy projects. And he can understand when the designers say, we want to do this, this and this. He understands what that is. If you ever go to Photokina, all the execs have meetings all day long. You won't see the camera, the execs all the way. When Kazuto is not in a meeting, he'll be on the stand at Photokina or IBC or any other go. And you can wander onto the stand and when you tell him, can you tell me about this? And he will, at length. The design concept, how it's made, who made it, who designed it, why he designed it. What is Gilby painting? At length we'll talk to you. So that's a little bit about Sigma. Probably, the LNAV Alliance, in and of itself, as I say, is an interesting and groundbreaking thing. Three companies, all my cameras, all my lenses, all in competition with each other, all agreeing to work to the same standard in a very close partnership. We did something similar with Micro Four Thirds, but that was more of a casual alliance. This is much more of a set of technical standards that will work to develop in harmony, which is how it is done. We wouldn't turn up necessarily for Olympus Micro Four Thirds thing. But the panel side was more than happy to do it. We did a garden party earlier in the year, 6 months before a garden party, and stuff. And we had Panasonic people there, we had white people there, and they brought their cameras and we went to the press and some others, and these as well. So our starting point for the LMount was we made cameras in 1973, currently have a range of 6 different cameras. And we wanted to move towards a mirrorless full frame camera. new lens mount optimised for full frame of these cameras. We want the mirrors that will get more accurate autofocus. You get rid of the AF-Sens and pen prism, you focus directly on the chip, you get more accuracy of the sharp images. And we were talking to Panasonic about this because we're in relation to Panasonic. Panasonic have a very close relationship with Leica, and looking around, we're working on this, and out of that, the Alliance was born. We do our own things, we all have our own sort of corporate identities and our own product lineups. And we get on very much. If you want Leica, it's on your best. There's nothing like Leica. If you want a 6K, 25 frames a second, rigged up with anamorphic lens, you can't do an S1H, and you get an eye-level viewpoint. So there's quite a lot of things like that. You get one of those too. Then the FB is cool. But then they're swinging around about all our own unique products within the same arena. The L-mount itself is quite interesting. 4 flanges. So not 3 as it's originally 4. So when you put it on the camera, it's a much more solid setting. So the registration between lens and sensor is much closer and it doesn't give you around so much. Very critical if you want some very, very sharp images. It's also very wide. It's a 51.6mm throat to the camera. Huge across.
Yeah, just open it up.
That gives us a lot of opportunities to do a couple of things. We can make very fast lenses. We can make smaller, more compact lenses. So that's a 35mm 1.2. It's an example of a fast aperture lens, which is lovely. We can also do things like this. It's the 14-24 f2.8. So we go for slightly more modest aperture. We do this as a DSLR lens. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier. And it just, DSLR version just comes over about there, stands about there. And it's appreciably heavier. So because we've got that 20mm flange distance, we can make these rather smaller, lighter, wide-angle lenses. And at the other extreme from our 1.235, we can make the Didi 45 and 2.8. And who wouldn't want to take that on there? That'd be a camera 15 pocket and straight lens forward. And it will work with that. If you want a 15mm 4, if you want one of the nicest 15mm 4s, Panasonic. And that will go on our little camera, our little lens will come with a Panasonic. I've just had my camera upstairs with a Leica 90mm L-mount on it. So many changes. And the last thing about the L-mount, which is well nice, is it's highly adaptable. It's only a 20mm flange distance. So you look at something like Canon flange distance, I looked about 44. So we've got 15mm or so in which we can put an adapter. So now I can adapt. This is a counterfeit lens. Get straight on there. I've now got a Cine lens in the airfield. I can use it on a Canon C300. I can use it on my S1 and I can even use this on a Leica SL if I wanted to. That's the MC21, the Canon L-mount. We also do a version for the existing Sigma customers. Our previous lens called SA. So we do an SA L-mount version. That sells at £99.